Listen. So now the components of transportation. What is the components of transportation? Blood vessels, blood, and the heart. So what is the blood vessels? Arteries, veins, and capillaries. Okay. Then blood is the medium to pump all the nutrients and the gas, everything. Understood? So now heart is the pumping organ. What is the heart? Pumping organ and a muscular organ Okay, so now the transportation of, so what are the components of transportation? What are the components of transportation? Blood vessels, blood, heart. Once again, Heyman, what are the components of transportation? What are the components of transportation? Okay, so once again, so the components of transportation, blood vessels, heart and the blood. Okay, so now the arteries are carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery. Veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary, except sorry, stand up you. Pulmonary. Okay. So then capillaries are tiny tubes which connect with interconnected with the arteries and as well as veins. Okay. So just one by one we'll discuss. Now the blood. See the blood includes two parts. One is a liquid part. The liquid part nothing but it's a colorless plasma. Okay, and the cells are included. The cellular part. So the cellular part containing, so it's a colorless. Okay, the cellular part containing RBC, WBC and platelets. Okay, so RBC red blood cells, what? Simply don't laugh. Red blood cells, white blood cells, then platelets. So the red blood cells contain the respiratory pigment what? Respiratory pigment. What? Hemoglobin. So what it will do? What is the function of respiratory pigment? It will supply the oxygen to all the cells. And the WBC, so these are the any foreign particles, germs which will enter into the body, they'll fight against them. Isn't it? Okay. So police of the cell. So next platelets are blood clotting agents. Blood clotting agents. So here they can ask what will happen if there is no platelets. What will happen if there is no platelets? So whatever the question it may be, if they'll ask what will happen, so you have to write what function you have to write. Understood? You have to write the function first of all. See, suppose if your mother not available right now, so what you will do? It's a question. So what you will say? My mother will have be here now. She will do that. She'll give that. Will describe, right? So in the sense, we are describing the function first. Isn't it? Yes, no. So just like that, same manner, we have to write what will happen. What will happen question, whatever the question it will come. So first you have to write the function of that. A particular thing. Okay, now platelets. What is the function of platelets? Blood clotting agents. So these are blood clotting agents which will help in the blood clot when during the injury. So if there is no platelets, what will happen? The blood continually will flow and it leads the death of the organism. Understood? So now the differences between arteries and veins. So many times they ask question. So very important. So the first point as we discussed, these arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. Carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. Okay. So next, the arteries are pink in color. Who said that? Who said that? Huh? To easily understand the textbook, everywhere they used to give a arteries. They mention pink in color, blue in color means, but it doesn't mean they are in blue color or pink color. Okay, for the differentiation purpose only they are showing like that. Understood? Does the blood blue color? Then now pink color. Are you seeing? Your blood is pink color. Okay. So now, yes ma'am. See, the arteries are elastic and these are thick. Okay. So these are thick cell wall. Thick cells. Okay. Thick. And here thin. And here, yes, elastic also. Okay. And valves are present or absent in arteries? Valves are absent. Valves are present. Okay. And yes, the high pressure here, low pressure. Okay. Then deeply situated. So these are superficially situated. Understood? So you might have seen which is green in color. Okay, have you seen on your body? Not there, right? Okay, when you go to doctor, they used to give an injection directly to vein, isn't it? So those are superficially situated. We can see easily. Okay, so as they are situated superficially, those are nothing but veins. But arteries situated deeply. Understood? And these are the arteries. They carry oxygenated blood, isn't it? Okay, so these are very important. So once again, carry oxygenated blood except a pulmonary artery, carry deoxygenated blood except a pulmonary vein, and they have thick and elastic cells. These are thin. Valves are absent in case of arteries. Valves are present in veins, and they pump the blood with a high pressure in arteries in the low pressure. Okay. And these are arteries situated deeply and veins are situated superficially. Understood? Okay. So now, so the heart is the pumping organ. Heart is the pumping organ, muscular organ. Okay, it's a pure shape and the size, individual fixed size. Okay, and it's surrounded by the layer called pericardium and composed of cardiac muscles. Understood? So now it has how many chambers? How many chambered heart? Four chamber. So earlier, just listen about that. The circulation, fishes have a two chambered heart. Fishes have two chambered heart, and amphibians three chambered heart, and birds and humans or mammals four chambered heart. So what is the difference over here? Why two chambered, three chambered, four chambered? So if it is a two chambered, single circulation takes place. Understood? Okay, single circulation takes place. In the sense, the blood will enter into the heart one time. Understood? So here, their mixing of deoxygenated blood, oxygenated blood takes place. Understood? There is no separation of oxygenated blood from the deoxygenated blood in case of two chambered heart, three chambered heart. Understood? Okay, but here the four-chambered heart, what will happen? Septa is there. So prevent the mixing of blood, deoxygenated from to oxygenated blood. Okay, so here four-chambered heart. Who's that? Okay. So four chambers. So what is this? Right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. Understood? So here these two we can say auricles, and these two are ventricles. Understood? And here they can ask what are the differences between auricles and ventricles also. So auricles, these are receiving chambers, blood receiving chambers. So that's why these are thin. These are thin. But ventricles, two ventricles are pumping chambers. Pumping chambers. So these are thick. Understood? Okay. So between the valves are present. Who's there talking? Okay. So between the left atrium, left ventricle, which valve is present? Between the left atrium, left ventricle, bicuspid valve, bicuspid or mitral valve. Okay. So and here the between the right atrium, right ventricle, tricuspid valve. Okay. So then look over here. So this is the inferior vena cava, and this is superior vena cava. Superior vena cava. So superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, we collect the deoxygenated blood from all over the body. So inferior vena cava will collect the blood from lower body parts, and superior vena cava will collect the blood from upper body parts. So that will pump to next part called right atrium. Right atrium. So from the right atrium, the blood will enter right atrium. Okay. No, why it's not? Okay, arrows are very important during the circulation. How the circulation will be. To show the circulation, you have to mark the arrows. Understood? So now deoxygenated blood will enter collected by whom? Deoxygenated blood collected by whom? Vena cava. Inferior vena cava, superior vena cava. Okay. It will pump to right atrium. Then tricuspid valve open. Then it will enter to right ventricle. Right ventricle. Okay. So from the right ventricle, pulmonary artery. So we take the oxygenated blood to the where it will? Very good. Lungs. Okay. Lungs. Understood? Well, listen over here. The inferior vena cava, superior vena cava will collect the deoxygenated blood from the all over the body. It will enter into the right atrium. Then which valve open? Tricuspid valve open. Then it will pump to next part, right ventricle. From the right ventricle, this is what? Pulmonary artery. So what is this? Pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. So take a deoxygenated blood to the lungs. To the lungs for the oxygenation. For the oxygenation. Okay. So later. So the deoxygenated blood convert into oxygenated blood in the lungs itself. So from the lungs, the pulmonary veins take in blood to the left atrium. Left atrium. Okay. So from the left atrium, it will enter into the bicuspid valve. Then left ventricle. Left ventricle. So from the left ventricle, the biggest artery. What is the biggest artery? Aorta. Okay, so the biggest artery is nothing but aorta. Will distribute the oxygenated blood all over the body parts with a high pressure. With a high pressure. Understood? So this type of circulation we can call as, what is this? Double circulation. Double circulation. Understood? Okay. So one more time. Now listen over here. This question very important. Double circulation many times repeatedly they asked. Understood? So one more time. First of all, if they'll ask what is the double circulation, you have to write the okay. So first you have to write the definition. What is the double circulation? If the blood will enter to the heart twice we can call it as double circulation. So what is meant by double circulation? The blood will enter twice to the heart is nothing but double circulation. Understood? So see here, heart. Okay, heart, then body parts, lungs. Understood? So you have to write this flow chart also. Understood? If they ask the double circulation, you have to write the flow chart. So first your definition you have to write. Here, so what is the definition for double circulation? The blood will enter to the heart twice. The blood will enter to the heart twice. So that circulation is nothing but double circulation. Okay. So now the body parts, heart. So from the body parts, deoxygenated blood collected by whom? From the body part to the heart, which blood vessel collect the deoxygenated blood? Yes, who's that? Very good. Vena cava, no? Okay. So here the vena cava will collect the deoxygenated blood. So actually deoxygenated blood, in the NCERT they mentioned that CO2 rich blood. In the NCERT how they mentioned? CO2 rich blood, in the sense deoxygenated blood containing more CO2. Okay, so here CO2 rich blood taken by the vena cava to the heart. From the heart, which blood? Pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. So this is also CO2 rich blood. Clarity? Understood? Okay. So here, from body parts to heart, from heart to lungs, deoxygenated blood supplying. Understood? Stand up, you. Stand up. see like that. Okay. So now from the lungs, oxygenated blood taken by the which blood vessel? Pulmonary. Okay. So from the lungs to artery, the pulmonary veins. So this is O2 rich blood. O2 rich blood. Understood? So now from heart to body parts, aorta. So this is also O2 rich blood. Understood? So now the double circulation includes pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Okay. Double circulation includes pulmonary circulation, systemic circulation. Understood? So now what is pulmonary circulation? What is systemic circulation? Wherever the term pulmonary will come, it refers to what? Pulmonary refers for pulmonary. Sorry? Lungs. Pulmonary refers for lungs. If the respiration takes place through the lungs, which type of respiration? Pulmonary respiration. Understood? Why blank faces here? Huh? Okay. So now pulmonary circulation in the sense, see from heart to lungs, lungs to heart. From heart to lungs, lungs to heart. See here, from the heart, the pulmonary artery taken deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Understood? From the lungs, which blood vessel taken to the heart? Pulmonary vein. So this is the oxygenated blood. Understood? So now the circulation from heart to lungs, lungs to heart, pulmonary circulation. Understood? Understood? Now body to heart, heart to body, systemic circulation. Clear? Understood? So now you have to write the pulmonary circulation. What you have to write? From the heart, deoxygenated blood carried by the pulmonary arteries to the lungs. Okay? So this simply you can say pulmonary. So this is the pulmonary circulation, and this is the systemic circulation. Understood? Understood or not? Okay. Now up to here clear? Sure? Sure? Okay. So now how the heartbeat initiated? So here this is the superior vena cava. So here the natural pacemaker, SA node. Natural pacemaker, SA node. So will contract, and here atria, AV node. Here AV node. So this is the AV node will be there, and here sinoatrial node, SA node. So sinoatrial node, SA node will contract. Okay. So that contraction taken by the AV node. So then here the Purkinje fibers, the bundle of his, from the bundle of his, the Purkinje fibers, they elongated, so that ventricular contraction takes place. Understood? So natural pacemaker, just you have to remember what is the natural pacemaker? SA node. What is the natural pacemaker? SA node. Understood? Up to here clear? Clear? So now the blood pressure measured by which instrument? The blood pressure measured by sphygmomanometer. Very good. So how the transportation takes place in lungs? Transportation in plants. Okay. So in the plants, so what are the tissues? Xylem and phloem. Xylem and phloem. So xylem, it's a water conducting tissue and phloem is the food conducting tissue. Food conducting tissue. So xylem is a dead tissue. It's a dead tissue except xylem parenchyma. Except xylem parenchyma. This is living tissue except phloem fibers. Understood? And so during the water conduction transportation, so no need a ATP, no need a energy. So such a transport we can call as passive transport. Passive transport. So here they need a energy. So active transport. Then and one more thing, how the transportation takes place. Suppose, see here, this is the plant. So how the water will transport by the which part? By the roots. So always unidirectional against the gravity, isn't it? Always against the gravity, unidirectional. But in case of phloem, where the kitchen of the plant? Yes. So from the leaf, so here the where the site of photosynthesis in the leaf. So there itself photosynthesis takes place. Food material stored in the form of starch. So from the leaf to the upper parts or lower parts. Okay. So that may be bidirectional. Okay. Phloem transport bidirectional. So xylem here unidirectional. Here bi-directional. Understood? So now how the water will absorb? See, as we discussed the roots now. Why the roots? Roots are absorbing the water, isn't it? From the soil. Suppose, just look over here. The roots containing, these are root hairs. What is this? Root hair. So here these are soil particles. Soil particles. So in the soil particles, more water will be there. Now look over here how the water absorbed by the root. Okay. So the root hair which is present in the soil. So here in the soil particles, high concentration of water is there. High concentration of water is there. But inside the cell, low concentration of water. Okay. So the water will enter from high concentration to low concentration through the semi-permeable membrane. Isn't it? So which process? What is the process? Osmosis. See how the water will absorption takes place by the process called osmosis. Okay. So from the root hair to, so it will enter. So this is the epidermal tissue. Epidermal tissue. So then cortex, then xylem. Understood? First, the water will enter to the root hair, then epidermal tissue, then cortical tissue, then xylem. From the xylem, the water will conduction takes place and transportation takes place. The water and minerals to the all over the plant body. Understood? And which is unidirectional. Clear up to here? And what are the differences between single circulation, double circulation? So the single circulation, the blood will enter to the heart once. Okay. So the single circulation, double circulation. So here the blood will enter to the heart once. Here twice. Then it ensures. See here, the single circulation, we can observe two chambered heart. Two chambered heart. So here, there is no separation. There is no separation. The deoxygenated blood will mix with the oxygenated blood. Understood? So there is no efficiency to supply the oxygen in case of single circulation. Understood? But in case of double circulation, it ensures efficient oxygen supply to all over body. Why? Because separation is there here. Separation is there. Yes. Okay. So here there is no efficiency to supply the O2. O2 supply. Here it ensures efficient O2 supply. Okay. So where we can observe example fishes. Okay. Here birds and mammals. Understood? So many times they ask this question also. So what is the single circulation and double circulation? So single circulation, the blood will enter to the heart once. The blood will enter to the heart twice in a double circulation. Understood? So single circulation is not efficient to supply oxygen. Understood? But here, in a sense, the complex organisms like birds and mammals. So these are warm-blooded animals. So these are warm-blooded animals. So they need a more energy. They need a more energy. They need more energy. So here, separation is there, the fourth chambered heart, septa is present. Okay, so separation of mixing of blood ensures efficient supply of oxygen. Understood? So to get energy, need to supply oxygen. Okay. So here, which type of circulation will ensure that double circulation. Understood? So why? Because they have a separation. Understood? Two chambers. Now we have discussed human heart, isn't it? So there four chambered heart. So there is, so valves are present, and one more time septa is present. So separation of mixing of blood. The oxygenated blood not mixing with the deoxygenated blood in case of mammals and birds. Why? To ensure efficient supply of O2 to get energy. Why? As they are warm blooded organisms, they need a more energy. Understood? And what is the function of valves? We discussed, the valves are present. So how many valves are present? The bicuspid valve, tricuspid valve, and the pulmonary valve, systemic valve, aortic valve. Aortic valve. So what is the function of valves? It prevent the backflow of blood. Backflow of blood. Okay. So this also very important. And where the valves are present? Which blood vessel contain the valves? Valves are present. Very good. Valves are present in the veins. Valves are absent in case of arteries. Understood? Okay. So what is the function of valves? It prevents the backflow of blood. It prevents the backflow of blood. Understood? So now, and one more topic. What is the lymph? Okay. So during the circulation, well, listen properly. During the circulation, okay. So during the circulation, what is circulating? The nutrients, essential substances, isn't it? So these all during the circulation, some fluid escaped from the circulation, and these are accumulated in intercellular spaces. Understood? Okay. So that fluid is nothing but tissue fluid or lymph. Understood? Actually, the nutrients, essential substances has to supply to each cell all over the body by the circulation. But some essential nutrients, substances like vitamins, okay, colorless, okay, hormones, sugars, these and all leak. So now also in the, pipes also we can observe that leakage will happen now sometimes. Leakage will happen now. Same here also that tubes. Blood vessels are nothing but tubes, no? Tubes are what? Blood vessels are nothing but tubes. So from them, from the blood vessels, some fluid leaking, escaping, and where they are accumulating? Intercellular spaces. So as they are accumulating intercellular spaces, we can call that it's a tissue fluid. And it is the colorless. So now this thing also has to rejoin to the circulation, right? Somebody has to supply to the circulation. So who will supply? Lymphatic system. So this is also we have a complex system like a circulatory system. So this system will circulate only lymph. So wherever the lymph tissue fluid accumulated, so that everything collected by the lymphatic vessels, okay, so everything rejoined into the circulation. Understood? See, already we have discussed now during the nutrition in the small intestine, one lymph vessel will absorb only fat. Which lymph vessel? Lacteal, isn't it? Understood? So it will help in the immunity. Clear? So lymph is a colorless fluid. So some substances escaping from the circulation, they are accumulating in the intercellular spaces. That fluid is nothing but lid. Okay, it has to rejoin to the circulation by the lymphatic system. Understood? Clear? Okay.